Hello there, my name is Wale Farron. I'm a tech entrepreneur, and you're watching Tech Roundup, your weekly opinion, views, and analysis of the top tech events happening around the world with a focus on Nigeria. In our analysis segment this week, we'll discuss EcoBank's new virtual card, and we'll wrap up with the news of Lagos State's support for tech innovation. And our number of the week comes right after that. Let's get started. Report has it that Lagos State government has awarded grants to startups and science research initiatives from various universities within the state. A total grant of 100 million naira is supposedly part of the development agenda of the current administration, which includes fueling technology-driven innovation to transform Lagos into a 21st century digital economy and a smart city. The beneficiaries of the grant are the first set to be selected from the 250 million naira reserved in 2019 by the state government for science and technology-related ideas and initiatives. The detailed report of this story is available on techroundup.tv. But this story is coming after the controversial one that we reported recently on Tech Roundup about the new license on ride-hailing companies in Lagos. So it is truly difficult to understand the strategy of the state government on tech matters. There are many points of views about this development. Is it a reaction to recent backlash on policies, or is there an overall strategy here? Let's look at this story from three quick perspectives. I said number one, institutions. Institutions around the world, like universities, corporate entities, and government, support tech innovation. In Nigeria, we could say that it's mostly come from corporate, and that's really it. The universities are really yet to step up, and government, I think, with this initiative by Lagos State government, is beginning to show support for tech innovation. So from that perspective, I think is a great one. Secondly, we should look at it from perspective of Lagos State track record on tech matters. In recent times, we've discussed issues with new license regime, what they've done recently with ride-hailing companies, or what they did recently earlier in the year with bike-hailing companies, changing regulations that can potentially disrupt the activities of these organizations. So it just seems like every time there is a growth or scale in a particular vertical in the tech space, the Lagos State government is quickly putting regulation around those verticals. And depending on where you are on this debate, you could be for it and you could be against it. Definitely, I have the opinion that I feel regulation is starting too quickly, and the impact of this on smaller companies could be very significant, to the point where it could affect investments, new and existing, in those organizations. And then the last one is, I think it's a genuine question to ask. What really is the Lagos State strategy where technology is concerned? Because we're seeing a lot of activities. One has to say that many of them very positive from a regulatory standpoint, and from the perspective of making Lagos State a truly smart city by adopting technology. But there's no clear blueprint in terms of what the government wants to do, because that's important. It's important for entrepreneurs, it's important for investors, it's important for the entire ecosystem, so that if I'm venturing into a tech venture, so to speak, I know what the challenges might be, I know what the government might be saying, and I can factor that into my investment model or my revenue numbers or expense numbers, what have you. But going into it 2-3 years into it, and then these things happen, could have adverse effects on organizations. So that's it. That's the first story. My analysis, after all, is I think it's a good initiative when you look at it on the surface of it, but beneath it, there's so many things to unpack. to our next story. Ecobank is ramping up its e-payment offering with the launch of its virtual card, joining other banks in this growing trend. This new payment system is not only safe and secure, but will without a doubt expand financial inclusion to many Nigerians. The upside of adopting virtual cards are numerous, and they include lower cost of implementation, they are more secure, and they provide anonymity on online transactions for those that desire that. However, the question is this a shift to drive adoption of card usage for online transactions? Statistics say the number of smartphone users in Nigeria is roughly between 25 and 40 million, and that's forecast to grow to more than 140 million by 2025. There are about 170 million mobile subscriptions in Nigeria, but only around 10 to 20% of that population, maybe 25, is using a smartphone. Many mobile users are still using phones with basic phone functions. But all this has not translated majorly to online transactions for so many reasons. And analysts have debated this over the last few years. Again, this is an area that I can relate with. I've spent a big chunk of my career trying to build digital solutions for businesses. But let's look at this very quickly from three different lenses. One is online transactions. Is this an attempt to drive online transaction? I think it's yes, but is this really going to translate to it? I'm not sure. And the reason for that is that I think the time and the process that is going to take to educate users on how to get this up and running is going to take too much time. So I think translating adoption of this and then translating that to online transaction is not going to happen overnight. Plus, the issue of not using cards online, security is just one piece of it. There are other things that deter people from using their cards online, and we've discussed some of those in other episodes on Tech Roundup. Secondly, I think there's an interesting merchant use case for these virtual cards. Imagine if merchants could receive settlement through the card, and through the same network, they are able to buy their next chunk of product or services. I think you can create a closed loop wallet system with the safety or security of a card on top of it, and that makes it an interesting use case that I think banks and indeed fintechs should consider. And then there's the last one, which is the multi-currency play. I think that if one could be given the option of converting the amount that they have in Naira to an equivalent foreign or other currencies like USD or pounds or euro, this could encourage online transaction that required foreign currency, and we know that that's a major pain point in Nigeria, where we want to do transactions and we do not have a way to actually use instruments that has those foreign currencies. So I think there's something here, and I think kudos to the banks that are implementing this. I think other banks should join this, and I think fintechs, because there are so many applications here that could drive adoption of digital payments in general in Nigeria. Our number of the week is 939 million. That's the number of MasterCard credit cards in circulation globally as at Q1 of 2020, with about 236 million of those in the US alone. That's all our time will allow us to take this week. But as always, we'd love to hear your comments and feedback. So please connect with me on LinkedIn at Wole Faron, or follow me on Twitter at Wole Faron. Please remember to subscribe to our Tech Roundup YouTube channel if you haven't done so. Also, please connect with us on Facebook and follow us on Instagram to join our ever vibrant tech community. Have a great week, guys, and see you all again next week. Goodbye.